This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 5, verses 43 to 48. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. You're familiar with the old written law, love your friend, and its unwritten companion, hate your enemy. I'm challenging that. I'm telling you to love your enemies. Let them bring out the best in you, not the worst. When someone gives you a hard time, respond with supple moves of prayer. For then you are working out of your true selves, your God-created selves. This is what God does. He gives His best, the sun to warm and the rain to nourish to everyone regardless, the good and bad, the nice and nasty. If all you do is love the lovable, do you expect a bonus? Anyone can do that. If you simply say hello to those who greet you, do you expect a medal? Any run-of-the-mill sinner does that. In a word, what I'm saying is, grow up. You're kingdom subjects. Now live like it. Live out your God-created identity. Live generously and graciously towards others, the way God lives towards you. The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew chapter 5, verses 43 to 48. No other passage in the New Testament contains such a concentrated expression on the Christian ethic of personal relations. To the ordinary person, this passage describes the essential Christianity in action. The phrase racial profiling has become part of our modern vocabulary. It signifies suspicion regarding people of a particular ethnic or racial background solely based on appearance. It was indeed a problem in the past, and it continues to be the curse of the present society. Discrimination based on gender, ethnicity, and religion easily affects our outlook on people around us. Discrimination against people based on economic and social status is rampant even in church communities today. The Gospel today directly addresses this problem. The Mosaic law commanded love of one's fellow citizens, but which implied hatred toward the pagans. But the commandment of Jesus calls on His disciples to look beyond and to love everyone. Pope Francis explains what makes a Christian different from others. He says, "The mystery of a Christian life is loving our enemies and praying for our persecutors." Forgiveness, prayer, and love for those who seek to destroy us is the path Jesus has laid out for us. The challenge of the Christian life is asking the Lord for the grace to bless our enemies and to love them, says the Pope. But, well said, but how far is it possible? How many families do we know where no more love exists among the siblings, spouses, or children and the parents? We may boast of having no enemies, but think of the times when we discriminated against our brothers and sisters because of their socio-economic status or religious beliefs, or faced discrimination and were rejected for these same reasons. Cases of rejection and labeling people as bad or good for nothing are no more Christian because they are God's children as we are. Hatred, gossips, and acts of violence are totally unchristian. Rejection and denial of those who disagree with one's personal ideologies and projects are against the life principles of Jesus. He taught us to love without conditions and boundaries, to love even the enemies. Jesus sets the bar very high for those who wish to become his disciples. Had the world listened to the voice of Christ, it would never have heard about wars, killings, and fightings. The crisis of refugees and displaced people would never have occurred amidst us. Millions of people are displaced and are subjected to abuse and torture in this time of crisis. Can we be a little more compassionate and empathetic toward people on the streets, migrant workers, and low-income families? Let us continue to pray for the people of Ukraine and Russia, and also the refugees and suffering people worldwide in this time of Lent.